Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso here on SABC3. Now, interest rates have been cut by the Reserve Bank. Those were the financial news headlines last week, resulting in an 8.5% interest rate, the lowest in 30 years. Now, to demystify what that all means to the everyday South African out there, I have with me financial guru and banker, Tawanda Chatikobo. Very, very good to have you here, dude. Once again, I mean, look, how good does this guy make a grey suit look? I mean, come on, I want to be a banker just by looking at it.
I'm making bankers look good, I guess.
That's it right there. But obviously the big news of last week in terms of finances was the fact that the repo rate was cut and therefore the interest rate. Why is that such big news?
All right. It's big news because the repo rate affects prime rate. Prime rate is what banks lend money to you and me, so it's a very important number.
Prime rate,
Prime rate. Right now, prime rate is 8.5%, so it went down from 9%, went down 50 basis points, down to 8.5%. And it's critically important for two reasons. One, if you're a saver, and if you're a borrower, okay? So if you're a borrower, for example, if you have a loan, say for 10,000 Rand, you owe the bank money. Okay. Now the bank needs to recoup its money from you, so that it charges you interest. Okay. If it charges you prime was at 9% before the rate went down. So the bank would have said, okay, we'll give you 10,000 Rand for a year, and you give us 9% interest, which is 900 bucks. That's not come down to 850 Rand that you need to give the bank back. So now you save 50 Rand, more money in your pocket, which is great, right? So if you're a borrower, interest rates go down, it's a good thing.
Okay.
But then now there's a problem. Because if you're a saver and interest rates go down, then it's not so great.
Yes.
Okay. So if you see, I got a nice little deck here, and I'm going to try and make an omelet.
You're going to try and make an omelet?
I can't promise how this is going to work out.
This is not the espresso omelet challenge. This is financial talk.
This is not regular banking, but this is what we're going to do. Okay. So if you are a saver, think of your investment portfolio as an omelet. Okay. So in your omelet, you're going to have a couple of key things. You're going to have your ham. Okay.
Okay. Which would represent, let's say some shares in Ham Pty Ltd.
There we go. Okay,
cool.
You get some tomatoes, which could be gold. So imagine this is tomato gold producers, and you got your gold in your portfolio. All right, and then put a bit of cheese in there, which let's say that's probably what else could we have in there?
Something in agriculture. It comes from dairy. I don't know.
Just something fun. Maybe art. Maybe you're that kind of person.
Okay,
so you got art in your portfolio, okay? And this is your investment portfolio, okay? But now a key part of the portfolio, in terms of the eggs here, is that you have interest rate tools such as savings and investments.
Okay, yes.
And those savings and investments give you money every month. Okay, well, let's make it every year. Say you have a bond that you've invested in and you're at a 10% interest rate because it's linked to prime. Okay. So now, if the repo rate is decreased, the amount of yolk that you have in your egg is less.
Okay, if the repo rate has decreased, which means the interest rate has decreased.
That means the amount of egg that you have to put in your omelet, which is your investment portfolio, is less. Which means your omelet won't be as great as you want because you have less stuff to put in it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So when you then want to rebalance your portfolio, what do? You make sure that you have more cheese, more tomato, and more ham.
Okay.
So you have other instruments such as more art, if you're that way inclined, more gold, all right, and more cash.
Wow. Okay.
So that's how it works. So it's a two-sided coin. Yeah. If you're a borrower, fantastic, less money to pay back. Okay. But if you're a saver, not so great. Yeah. Less money from your investment.
So what's the reason why the governor Governor Jill Marcus decided to cut the repo rate?
Because times are tough right now.
So we are actually still feeling the brunt of the recession, or the big recession?
No, that's over. What we're in now is a double-dip recession. So what's happened is that we had the first recession in 08, and we thought, you know, this is a very bad time, and we cleared those decks, okay? We thought the economy was getting better, but then we had the debt crisis in Europe, which came back and I guess shook things up again. Okay, so you have issues in Spain, you have issues happening in Italy, and you have issues happening in Greece. So what's happened is now that the global economy has started slowing down again. Okay, so double dip. So we're going up, we're going down, we're going up, and we're going back down again. And that is beginning to affect South Africa. So when the global economy slows down, so the African economy slows down. Now, if you have a slowing economy, Economics 101 teaches that you need to stimulate consumer spending. One of the best ways to stimulate spending is to increasing interest rates. So you and I have more money.
It kind of all makes sense in some kind of way. All right. So what does this mean now? As a South African consumer, does it mean now go to the bank and get that loan, or what does it mean for us? Should you?
What it means? No. People shouldn't rush out and go and get more debt. Because debt is what got us in this very first problem in the first place. What it says, be careful with your money, all right, and gives you more breathing space. So instead of you having to pay a whack load of debt every month, that's now been reduced a bit, and you get a bit more breathing room. Then if you feel you want to invest in something else, then go ahead and do so.
Sir, thank you very much for that insight. Really appreciate it. If you remember this guy's face, look at him. He is that guy that said, you know what, I'm sorry, I don't want to be on the top billing presenter search anymore. I was going to ask you about that. Guy, you you were there, top 8.
Yeah, but here I am now talking to you, so it all worked out, right?
Indeed it
All
did,
right,
indeed
man.
it did. All right, now, after this financial talk, it's time for us to do some baking with Sasko, and Saskia is on the decks.